Hi everyone, let's dive right in. I set up this morning to do readings, just cards, and I had a lot of trouble setting up. And I don't know if that's just the going Mercury retrograde or what, but definitely something energetic with that. I wanted to do some candle scrying. Twice since getting up, I've seen the number 557, which is 17. The star healing is what that breaks down to, but also an 8, which is the infinity symbol. So I was thinking about the infinity symbol the other day and mentioned it in a reading. So that's kind of interesting. Also, I've been seeing a lot of the elephant symbolism recently, and it's not really a symbol that I gravitate toward, but it's been everywhere. I was shopping and saw an elephant head on a jar, and I went back and bought the jar because it reminded me, to be honest, of a skateboard from the 80s. There is a skater who has the elephant head as his symbol. And before that, what drew me to get the jar was I received a Valentine sticker, and it had an elephant with a bow around the trunk. And that skateboard, if I'm not mistaken, the elephant's trunk is tied in a knot. And that was something that I kind of had on my mind. With the elephant symbolism, I've been getting a lot of V shapes, which I associate with the number 5, which is the Hierophant. The Hierophant I also associate with the elephant because it is a wisdom symbol. So a lot of elephant and Hierophant activation symbolism. So if anyone else is receiving that, I kind of wonder if that is to do with Saturn and Neptune moving into Aries. I also was thinking about eclipse season and started to talk about it and called it Eclipse season. If you don't know what ellipses are, they're the 3 dots after when you're writing and the voice trails off. That's ellipses. So is something trailing off? When something trails off, it can either, with ellipses, it can either be picked up again later or just left. So there may be this eclipse season endings that just kind of trail off. Don't panic. Let it happen because it's meant to. Ellipse is also a type of orbit, isn't it? I'm wanting to say it's a type of orbit that's more of an oval shape. So if something seems like it's kind of swinging far off course, relax because it could come back around again. That's the thing I've noticed about energies, is that they spiral back around. And I know that that's because life moves in a spiral. We have it all in our nature. You see it in the way ferns uncurl and just snail shells, and it's everywhere in our nature. It's in our inner ear. So that wouldn't surprise me at all to have something trail off right now, but then pick up strongly later. Let it. The universe knows what it's doing, even when we don't. The cards I pulled today, I just split the deck. And I had pulled some cards and couldn't really get an appropriate message. And by appropriate, I mean something that felt resonant with what's going on right now. My chart is very active. I have, if you are an Aries rising like I am, I know you have to be feeling this pretty strongly with Saturn and Neptune in our house of identity, the first house. And plus we're going through eclipse season. So if you have Aries in your first house, I know you have Virgo in its natal house too. So that is, the eclipse season is hitting you really hard. And we're going to have another eclipse around our birthday season, August. There's going to be an eclipse on my birthday this year. Talk about the absolute best birthday present that you could ever receive. I think that is just so amazing. But the cards are Judgment and Temperance. And what I am picking up from this is chill on the self-judgment. Because Temperance, I've started to look at that as other than just moderation and balance. It's what we pour into. Are we pouring into ourselves? Or are we pouring this out back into the ocean, back onto the ground? What are you pouring yourself into? Is it something that you can pick the cup up later and drink it? Or have you just poured it out into something that's not going to grow? It doesn't raise the water table, pouring it back into the ocean. You know what I mean? So the judgment, drop the self-judgment. It's okay to pour back into yourself. We all need to be refreshed sometimes. And to let go of others' expectations of you also. I had a conversation with someone about that yesterday. Expectations are the root of a lot of unhappiness and disappointment. And we judge ourselves over it. I don't think any judgment can be as harsh as what we deliver to ourselves. If we're honest, we're honest with ourselves about things. And some people can live just and not see any issue with how they hurt others, but I think for the great many of us, we are very critical of ourselves. And Temperance, that balance, remember, it's good, to be generous and pour into others, but don't forget to pour into yourself. So I thought maybe there might be something else, but I guess not. That's it then.